Howdy everyone, and welcome back to Southbound I-35, your stop for Texas country and red dirt music news and reviews, where you won't have to worry about those Nashville blues. I'm your host David Ryan, and I've got a whole lot to talk about for this week's episode. Let's see here, I've got the Merle Haggard concert to talk about, Aaron McDonnell's Battle Bend and a single from Texas Crossing to review, a few exciting announcements, and of course, shout-outs. So let's not waste any time and get right into it. To start out, I have a couple of really exciting announcements. First off is that the Ameripolitan Music Awards are coming up. For those who don't know what Ameripolitan music is, it's basically a genre movement away from the term country and an umbrella term for the subgenres of rockabilly, honky-tonk, western swing, and outlaw. I plan on talking more about the background of it in the future, but what y'all need to know right now is that the nominees have been selected, and on November 26th there will be an app release that will enable users to view clips of each nominee and vote. Among the nominees are Jason Bowen and the Stragglers for the Outlaw Group category and Emmy Lou for the Rockabilly category. Voting will begin on November 26th and it will end on December 26th, and the awards ceremony will be held at the Paramount Theater in Austin, Texas on Tuesday, February 16th. It's definitely something worth checking out if for no other reason than to discover musicians you might not have heard before. The second announcement is that Jarrod Johnson now has his single Weekdays available for request on Texas radio. So, if you liked his music, show him some support by getting it out over the airwaves. This past weekend, I had the awesome opportunity to see Merle Haggard live at the Nutty Brown Cafe. I've never seen him live before, and since it would probably be a long time before he came to Austin again, I jumped at the chance and got a ticket. In addition to Merle, the concert featured Carolyn Wonderland and Bruce Robison, neither of whom I'd seen live before. I had a great time. Carolyn Wonderland opened the show, and man does she have some pipes. She's a Texas blues singer who can play a multitude of instruments and sing with the best of them. Her history is very long and involved, and honestly, with all the musicians that I know who have worked with her, I don't know how I haven't heard of her before now. Her set included a cover of Janis Joplin's What Good Can Drinkin' Do, and she did an amazing job. If you all want to check out more of her music, you can check out her website at carolynwonderland.com, and you can follow her on Twitter at carolynwonderla. Up next was Charlie Robison. I'm much more familiar with his music. I've heard many of his songs on the radio, including Good Times and My Hometown. I like how he sounds in his studio recordings, but he sounds even better live. He is such a mainstay of the Texas country scene that pretty much everyone in the audience was singing along. If you're just getting into Texas country, he is definitely one to check out. You can find out more at charlierobison.com and follow him on Twitter at charlierobison. After Charlie stepped down, Merle Haggard stepped up and killed it doesn't quite do it justice. For being 78 years old, he can still put on a great show. He sang classics like Silver Wings, Big City, and Mama Tried. He even picked up his fiddle for a few tunes and ended the night with Okie from Muskogee, with everyone singing along to every song, which makes him quite possibly the only musician in the world who can get a crowd of Texans to utter the words, "I'm proud to be an Okie," which is quite a feat. Overall, it was a great night, and I'm very blessed and glad to have been able to go. If y'all want to see where he'll be headed next, head over to merlehaggard.com and also follow him on Twitter at Merle Haggard. Now, continuing at what I brought up last episode, Aaron McDonnell's new album, Battle Bend. For those who might not have listened to my previous episode where I interviewed him, Aaron McDonnell is a musician from Oregon who has been involved in a few Oregon-based country bands in the past, and recently moved down to Texas to get involved in the Texas country music scene. He has a deep, mature voice and does a great job capturing the older, more traditional honky-tonk sound. Aaron begins Battle Bend with This Far, a steady, haunting song about the uncertainty of life and how love isn't easy and requires effort, and how his relationship is worth putting his all into.
Tomorrow's cup, the smell of a whiskey just reminds me that my time is almost up, and I'm betting on that 10-1. I'm betting on that lucky shot. I'm hoping that you'll see.
It features a great honky-tonk feel with a simple beat and expressive guitar and pedal steel. Aaron stated that one of his goals is to make music for people to dance to, and this song provides a great opening for listeners to do so. Day to Day talks about Aaron and his wife Danny's struggles in life and the comfort of knowing that the other is always there for them.
I feel the passing of time and the tick of the clock makes me feel like I'm standing behind a big old door and it's locked. Still there's that feeling I get that love is waiting,
It features an amazing duet between the two and continues the traditional honky-tonk sound established in the first track. It's honest and hopeful with acoustic and heavy steel guitar, and both Aaron and Danny's voices totally make the song. Up next is Hill Country Saturday Night, a romantic, light, quick song all about dancing and the beauty of the Texas Hill Country.
Truly here's a lens that I never seen. Through the Lone Star slowly takes a hold of me. So let's dance. Quick, quick, slow. All them shiny bottles lined up in a row. We can rest easy on them stars. They are so bright. And it's a hill country Saturday.
The first time I heard the song, it brought back memories of an experience I had last year when I went to a Kyle Park concert out at Crider's Dance Hall and Rodeo near Fredericksburg. Crider's dance floor is outside, and after the sun had set, aside from the stage lights, the main light came from small lights strung about the dance floor and the live oak tree. Dancing there just had a totally unique experience, and this song captures that feeling perfectly. Changing to a slightly less cheerful subject, Not Alone tells the story of a girl lost to a cycle of drug use and her prayer that she sees that she's not alone and can break free of the prison she's built for herself.
Why don't you swing that girl on a roundabout ride? Pull her in towards that bright light. Spin her wheels and direct them home. Lord, please tell her that she's not alone.
It's another very hopeful and warm song that focuses on what can be rather than what is, and despite the subject matter, it has a great beat to it that is very conducive to dancing. Battle Bend ends with Wayward Girl, which delves more into the story behind the girl introduced in the previous song. It has much more of a lonely feel to it as it describes the girl's leaving her home behind and falling to a heroin addiction.
All or nothing, that's what you said. Well, honey, nothing you got lying in that bed. And you're feeling alone. Southern sky remind you of home. Who you were is dead and gone. Your eyes sing the saddest song.
Sad and solemn, Wayward Girl does a great job evoking emotion and telling a heartbreaking story. I definitely recommend Battle Bend to anyone who loves traditional country. Aaron's style and vocals grab you from the get-go, and there's a lot of thought behind the lyrics. Hill Country Saturday Night is probably my favorite track out of them all, but Not Alone and Wayward Girl are also very powerful songs. It's great listening to whether you're stuck in traffic or two-stepping at the dance hall. Battle Bend was released earlier this month and is available on iTunes and other platforms as well as Aaron's homepage. If you want to see him live, he'll be at the Hotel Van Zandt in Austin, Texas on November 26th, Page Roadhouse in Page, Texas on December 4th, and Teller's in Austin, Texas on December 10th. You can find out more at AaronMcDonnell.com and follow him on Twitter at McDonnellAaron. Now, I'm going to try something I haven't done before. Since Battle Bend was shorter than most albums, I'm going to review a single. Usually when I do shoutouts, I focus more on the band's background and have the song as an example of their work. These will actually talk more about the songs like I do in my regular album reviews. This is Losing My Heart by Texas Crossing. Texas Crossing is a husband-wife duo from Rockport, Texas, and they have a great country rock sound that is full of emotion. Losing My Heart is an upbeat but melancholy song about the heartbreak felt after a long-term relationship ends and the emotional turmoil that is the aftermath. The song showcases Texas Crossing's great ability to harmonize and blend their voices together. It has a great 60s rock feel with a country twist that I really, really like, and despite the subject matter of the song, I could see myself dancing with someone to it. Y'all can listen to the full version of it at reverbnation.com/TexasCrossing, so definitely check it out. While you're there, you can check out their tour dates, such as them being at the Buchanan Dam Beach Club in Buchanan Dam, Texas on November 21st, Buddy's Place in Robstown, Texas on November 27th, and the Rock and Pea Bar in Stephenville, Texas on December 5th. You can also find out more about them and hear more of their music, and you can also follow them on Twitter at Texas Crossing. And now for shoutouts. First off is Patrick Winsett and the Foolish Pride Band. Regular listeners might remember that I mentioned that I caught them on Periscope a few months ago. I was actually wrong. They were broadcasting whoever was on stage after them, and I found that out after I'd put the episode up. Whoops. Anyway, they're a red dirt band from Oklahoma City with a driving southern rock sound that also dabbles in blues. This is their song, That Woman.
No friends speak of, no man ever around. She frequents the dance hall on the outskirts of town. She's always alone and it gets to me. She is the one, but a pretty sight to see. My head full of questions.
Patrick has an expressive voice that sets him out and a great band to back him up. As of right now, they don't seem to have any live shows lined up, but you can hear more of their music at reverbnation.com/PatrickWinsett and follow them on Twitter at FoolishPBand. Also, if you're in the Oklahoma City area, you can request That Woman on the radio. Next is Dix Hat Band, a band based out of Lubbock that mixes southern rock and a little bluegrass, and whose songs run the entire country gambit, and they've opened for the likes of Josh Abbott and Robert Earl Keen. This is their song, Tell Me.
And too late to save the fool. It's all been done before. It's looking more and more like the glory days are through. They take a tired old deck, shuffle the cards, then tell me that it's brand new. If there ever were a time to ask myself, what does any of this mean? Am I just wasting time here? Will it ever amount to anything? If there ever were a time to get down on my knees, it was years ago.
They can perform songs as fast-paced as this and some more laid-back ones as well. They can harmonize very well together, and I'm sure once you get a taste of their music, you'll probably want to check out more. They don't have any upcoming tour dates at the moment, but you can hear more of their music and check out their videos at DixHatBand.com and follow them on Twitter at Dix Hat Band. And if you like this song, you can request it as well as their other song, In and Out, on Texas Radio. Finally, we have Dan Johnson and the Salt Cedar Rebels. They're based out of Amarillo, Texas, and also claim southern rock roots. They also branch out a lot, and you can find songs such as this one, which is This Is How We Texas, that has more of an old-time rock and roll feel, to more traditional country songs.
Amarillo, Galveston, Fort Worth, Lubbock, Austin, Dallas, Corpus, San Antonio, El Paso, Padre, Houston, Billy Bob's, Bob Wills, Will Rogers, Roger Mills, Paladura, Ground Control, Six Flags, Alamo. This is how we Texas. This is how we Texas. This is how we Texas. Oh, oh.
Dan has a distinctive voice and a wide range of dynamics and a talented band to back him up. If you want to catch them live, you can find them at Left Woods in Amarillo, Texas on November 27th, and Love and War in Texas and Plano, Texas on January 29th. You can also check out more of the music on SaltCedarRebels.com and follow him on Twitter at SaltCedarRebels. You can also request their song Better Than This on Texas Radio. Well, that's it for this episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it and have some more music to look into. If you like what I do, you can subscribe to Southbound I-35 through iTunes and Stitcher. I love hearing from y'all, so if you all have any comments or questions, you can email me at southboundpodcast@gmail.com. I also very much appreciate the reviews I've received so far on iTunes. They really help me out by making the podcast more visible on charts so more people can find it. Thanks to everyone who has shown their support so far, and thanks to all the musicians who have let me feature their music. Y'all are awesome. And of course, once again, thanks for listening to Southbound I-35, the road that always takes you home. All music featured on this episode of Southbound I-35 was used with permission from the respective artists. If you have any questions or concerns about how I've used your music, would like to submit your own music for me to review, or just say howdy, feel free to email me at southboundpodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at SBI35.